to the Wager Makers Podcast with Webb and Smitt.
Brick by brick, baby.
I'm freaking out, Webb.
I was told there'd be no man. Stupidity's going to be an asset. What a bunch of crybabies.
Hello, my name is Steve Smith, and this is Rob Weber. Say hey, Webb.
Hello, hello. What's up, Smitt?
What's up, Webb? I'm Smitt. That's Webb, and we are the Wager Makers. This is the Wager Maker Podcast. Thank you all for listening. Big show. I mean, we're into it now. Football is here.
Baby.
We got a list of picks we made. We got 1 week into our Wager Makers Fantasy League. We got our Survivor League is going
Bunch
on.
of
We
stuff
got
going on, bro.
The college pick'em is going on. We got
winners.
You know, we got. It's good, man. It's good. I'm just pissed. It's Wednesday night, and like, what happened to our Tuesday night football, our Wednesday night football? When is that? Where
is the MAC? I don't know. That's got to come back. Was that
just a COVID thing or what? I mean, it worked out beautifully.
You know what? That's an incredibly good question. We gotta I'll get the intern on that. We got to figure that out.
I was wondering that tonight. Maybe once the conference schedule starts, they get more into the Tuesday, Wednesday games, but I need it. When you have a good week, where you're like ready, like on Monday, you hit the Sunday night game, you hit the Monday night game. On Tuesday, you're like making your picks already. Other weeks you're like, man, I need a couple days. I'll look at that shit like Thursday and get my shit together.
You don't want to look at it. You don't want to look at the carnage.
But when you're ready to get right back on it, like keep picking. I'm hot. So let's keep it going. So, Webb, this is Wager Maker Podcast number 102.
102 came very easy. Derek Jeter, obviously, number 2 came to mind, of course, at first. Class act Jeter. I'm no Yankee fan, as everyone knows, but you can't argue with some certain results. So I give it up, no problem to Derek Jeter. I did see that Moses Malone was number 2 too. I was a Moses Malone fan. Although I wasn't a Sixer fan growing up, I hated the Sixers. I still kind of don't like the Sixers, but so I think he might have been at the end of his career, maybe with Hakeem on the Rockets, maybe, because I definitely remember liking him at some point, but I don't think it was from his time with the Sixers.
Right. That's a round bound or rebound, or what's that?
Round bound or rebound was Barkley. Just Moses Malone was just Moses Malone. That's it.
He had like nickname too. I gotta figure that shit out. He had some kind of nickname too. I know that wasn't round bound or rebound, but
he was one of the first dudes.
Dr. Dunk, some shit.
Dr. Duncanstein. No, that was terrific. And then
all right, I'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Thunder was Daryl Dawkins.
The Thunder was Daryl Dawkins. Okay, maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
What else am I thinking of? Oh, he was one of the first guys that went right. He didn't go to college. He went right from high school to the pros, and that was at that point was very, very, very rare. So,
all right. So our pick'em, Webb. We college pick'em. Shocker. We got the leaderboard is up after my 8-2 week. In college. I'm tied with Rev G. First place.
Rev G can pick the college games. He's proven to be pretty good.
Me and him are both at 13-7. McCuno 7-17. Not sure who that is. 12-8. Polish 12-8. Webb, you're right there at 12-8. D Saints fan 11-9. Juniors 11-9. Butt cracks. Cunningham's 10-10 right down the middle. Goes all the way down. Jim Smiley, Lil Saint to go, but a couple of those guys missed out on some picks there with the stuff in the beginning. And then we had 41 teams in our Survivor.
Okay.
We lost 8. I think 6 didn't make a pick. So we're at 33. We're at 33.
Right. So
the only team, one person lost, had the Patriots, and one person had the Washington football team in week 1 of the thing. But the biggest picks last week were the 49ers and the Buccaneers and the Rams. And there wasn't really any, even we were in a big old Survivor pool. There was no real shockers. I mean, I don't think anybody thought the Saints would kill Green Bay, but
no, that's not right.
But that was kind of an upset. But the way they won, but not that they won exactly.
Right. It was no shocker.
There was no big shockers that just tore the hearts out of half the Survivor pool in the first week.
Right. And that's atypical for the past couple of years. This week is easy. I think in ours, I just laid up and I took the Browns. I got a little bit more creative in some of the others, but I just laid up and took. I even forget who they're playing, but it's a pretty easy. I think it's like 14 points.
The Browns are playing the Texans, maybe.
That's who it is. Yeah. And I was surprised by their play. You were not. I was. Here comes the Wager Makers Express, everybody. So hop on.
Here it is. Coming through. Hot. It's not. Look, man. Look, I'm gonna tell you right
No
now.
bullshit.
In the NFL, right now we're 8-4.
Smoking.
I'm not a mathematician, but that's 66%.
There you
I
go.
know that. And hop on the Wager Maker Express right now. That's what I'm saying.
There you go. That's it. But that's not going to be our minimum. That's the minimum number to be in profitable. I think it's like 66. If we ever get to 70%,
I think 60. If you can be at 60% all the time, you're covering your VIGs and making money.
yeah, right, yeah.
I mean, 2 out of 3. That's pretty good picking.
Hell yeah.
So all right. So the fantasy league, just so we know, Webb, my team is the lowest scoring team. Like with all this other look, I got a lot going on here.
All right.
In the Wager Makers, the first annual Wager Makers Fantasy Football League, I am last. Scott Wheatley was the highest scorer.
Oh, shocker.
He's been gearing up for this.
Right. That's right. He put the fix in. He put the Malloy
I got
on
beat
everybody
by
else.
Strasser. And then Shelton won his game. Scruggs won his game. Deuce Bohan and Nick Perone all are 1-0 early on.
How many? There's 12 teams?
12 teams. 12
All right.
teams.
All right.
So, and in my other league, though, the one that I've talked about before, my old-time league, I did beat Garjul in a tough dog fight. But beat Garjul, just in case anybody was wondering if Garjul or I won.
No one was wondering.
It was me who won over Chris Garjul.
All right. No one was really too concerned.
Right. So picks last week, Webb, I got to tell you, on Saturday. So at the sportswatchmonitor.com, we're currently 15-16 in college.
Yeah.
Against the spread after 2 weeks. Hey, look, not too bad. I mean, obviously we're not touting about that. Just got to get better, obviously.
Right,
but we're not out. We didn't blow ourselves out of the water here in the first 2 weeks. After 31 picks, we're one game below 500. Webb, I got to tell you, like Sunday evening, I was a little bit like, damn it, I'm not letting Webb talk me out of shit again. I had a couple other picks on there. I said I went 8-2 on the college thing itself. I mentioned I talked to you off of USC. That was a good thing because they got blown the hell out.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming at all. I thought they were pretty good. And they fired the coach all of a sudden.
Immediately. So now all of a sudden, all these dudes that are like used to jumping ship, like you're hearing Urban Meyer's name come up.
I got that written down.
You're hearing Lane Kiffin's name come up all of a sudden.
He was already there. They ain't bringing him back. There's no way they're doing that.
So even Coach O has spent some time at USC. He almost got that job at one point. He did a pretty good job as the interim coach. I forget who got fired. Might have been with that Lane Kiffin.
Might have been in that. Yeah, probably. That sounds about right. That dude ain't going nowhere. He's a mess.
So all right. So anyway, USC gets the doors blown off from Stanford. I mentioned,
and it's not a good Stanford team.
No, and I mentioned, some of these teams are getting too much respect too early. I mentioned Texas A&M last week. I said, look, what have they done? What have they done? And I said I wanted Colorado, but what we talked off of that, Texas A&M was laying 17, I think, to Colorado,
and they made it.
A&M pulled it out. Now. I was disappointed because A&M pulled it out in the end, but Colorado gave them all they can handle the whole day.
Oh, they definitely covered, and they just made some type of switch too, a quarterback or something. So they're a little bit in disarray. Yeah.
Iowa. I talked about Iowa State.
I like Iowa.
Always gets talked about all the time. Iowa State. Iowa's beaten them 5-6 times in a row now, 6 or 7 times in a row. I was like, man, we probably should get on the Hawkeyes are getting points from this team they beat every year. We got off of that. I also said Georgia would be looking to run, get the offense rolling, even though they had a backup quarterback and knew they want to get rolling. I think that was that UAB they played last week or something?
I think it might have been. It was a 31-0 or something.
But they beat the shit out of somebody. But we laid off of those. But by Saturday,
they cover though. They might not have. What was that final though?
Oh yeah, it was like 40-something to nothing, I believe.
Oh, I thought it was 31. Okay.
Yeah. Well, they were. Yeah, they weren't laying ridiculous, but we did lay a ton of points with Florida. They didn't. They were cover. Up. And they had a chance to cover at the end.
Yeah. Right.
But, we got to look sometimes, and we got to remember, and for those at home sometimes too, if you're laying big points and you got a team, Florida has Alabama coming up this week. We probably should have looked at that and said maybe they'll take the throttle off a little bit at the end, and I think they did that. I think one of their quarterbacks got a little nicked up, so that kind of put them in freak out mode in the fourth quarter, and they decided just get these guys out of here. We're playing.
The headline today was we have a plan for next week. So I guess they were probably doing that. It's any little scare just kind of shook them right off. Yep.
We did take Purdue, was laying big old points, and they covered, I believe.
That was
against somebody, but I gotta pick about Purdue.
It was either UConn or one of those teams.
It was UConn, the team that we said hasn't won in 2 years. Their coach quit.
Yeah,
they
should not be playing football right now.
Right.
That is that might be a dangerous situation. Oh yeah, Utah, Georgia beat UAB 56-7. Wow, and A&M only scored 10 points.
Yeah,
man.
I mean it was a 10-3 game or 10-7 game. I think
10-7. Yeah, wow.
So and then we had Tennessee. Man, how bad have they come in our life? But this is old news. I think for the 3 years we've been doing this podcast, we've talked about how far Tennessee has fallen off the map.
Yeah. I mean, they had 4th and goal, right, or whatever it was, 4th and inches, and they couldn't get the ball. I don't know, and they were winning too early on.
Yeah, I mean they're at least battling. They were getting 3 or 4 points, so we're like, all right, well they're there. It's a ball game.
Right. Yep.
And man, they had a couple chances to score late, and went for it on 4th down by the goal line when actually a field goal might have helped us at that point down the stretch. And they went for it, didn't get it, and then they gave up. But to have Pitt. To beat Tennessee and have Pitt come in your house and whoop up on you and shit like that is just how far have you fall? We liked Minnesota. They were laying a ton of points. They didn't get it done.
Carolina didn't cover for us either. They were close. They were up though. That was
by a half a point. That was the Friday night.
Right.
That was the Friday night. We were 2-0 Friday night. We had Utah State and Coastal Carolina, and they both covered.
Yeah, and then we had down. They were down maybe 14-0. I'm like, oh
yeah, they came back in second half. They rolled.
Yep.
And then Minnesota, like I said, Oklahoma State, we had them. We're like, man, I think they were favored by like maybe 8-9 over Tulsa, I believe it was. And I was thinking, man, if you can't beat Tulsa by 2 touchdowns, and this is no disrespect to Tulsa, they're a good like lower level.
What they are, right?
Team. But if you're supposed to be in the Big 12, right? Like no wonder you're inviting Cincinnati and BYU into your conference. You deserve to play with teams like that.
You're mad that you're getting invited, right? You're not getting invited. If you want to go talk shit about Oklahoma, start beating some shitty teams or some teams you should beat at least.
Right. Why, if you're Texas and Oklahoma, why would you stick around with these trash?
Right, with that garbage, right?
These trailer trash Big 12 other teams.
That's right. His mullet.
Yeah. With the West Virginias and the fucking and I've liked West Virginia over the years, but same deal. I mean, these other than Oklahoma and Texas, and look, Texas ain't no good either, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that later.
Right.
But Oklahoma State and Baylor and TCU and all these teams are just like why they are no different than Cincinnati or BYU or UCF or any of these teams.
Right, they're second level, exactly.
The only thing they had going for them was that they're in the conference with Oklahoma and Texas, so it gives them some.
Right, that's right. That's the thing.
Texas Tech, all these. I mean, they're all the same. They're just.
Did we have Michigan? I think did they cover?
We had Michigan. They covered. Yeah. That was the big Mays team. Was all Miami let me down again.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling they're setting the trap for me this week. I think we'll be when we get to the picks a little later. I might be picking against them later, so they might be setting a trap. I like South Carolina. They started out terrible, but they came back and covered the spread.
That was like yeah. We laid I think 2.5 or 2, and they won by 3. That's another. They're about to get slaughtered this week.
Yeah, they play an actual.
They got Georgia. They got Georgia on the road. Yeah, but they're like the coach, what a graduate coach assistant is the quarterback. And Florida State is another one. I mean, this was supposed to be the year that they kind of took a step. They went and hired finally the coach that they've been looking for. The 3 or 4 missteps that they've had, and now this dude is just doing the same fucking thing.
Unbelievable. And now, I mean, for those that didn't see, what was it? It was Jacksonville State or?
So I think that's what it was. Yeah.
And they basically complete a bomb on the last play of the game and win the game against Florida State.
Florida State. Yeah. I mean,
again,
that is just
3 years of old news. How far have they fallen?
Yeah, no doubt.
We shouldn't even be talking about them anymore.
Right. Yep.
Other than that, we might take them catching 27 from somebody.
Right. Yeah, they lost to Jacksonville State in fucking Tallahassee. Jesus.
Tallahassee. Jeff Plasinski, what is going on?
You should be embarrassed. Yeah, you and Fish.
So after Saturday, look, we were up and down, but I was kind of like, man, we left some on the board there in my pools, the pick'em pool. I was 8-2. I was like, man, I feel like maybe we left some on the
certainly did. There's at least probably 3 winners there.
So, but hey, whatever. So we roll into Sunday, Webb.
Right.
We roll in hard, Webb. And early on, it was looking tough. We had the Steelers early in that game. They were looking a little tough. Buffalo got up on them early. The Vikings were struggling with Cincinnati.
The dude, right? Didn't he run the kick back like 75 yards? I think the opening kick in a Buffalo game. I think the dude ran it. He ran it.
But they stopped it for a field goal. Field goal, I think. But yeah, the opening play of the game, he ran it back to the 20-yard line. I'm like, oh shit, here we go. Yeah, the NFL's back.
That's right.
And then we took the Titans. They got smoked. So right away, it's looking like, man, this is going to look like it's going to be a rough opening Sunday, which is we've had them before.
Yeah, we've had them right on our first rodeo. That's right.
But then, hey, the Seahawks. We love the Seahawks.
Oh, that was
one we both were like, yeah, we love the Seahawks. Seahawks cover. We had the under in that game.
Yep.
Under was a winner. Steelers and the Steelers second half end up coming back. We're like, all right, great. Yeah. We had the Panthers. They struggled a little bit with the Jets early, but eventually took control.
Yeah.
And then the Browns were all over Kansas City forever, but we had to struggle to hang on with I think we're getting 5 points or somewhere
or something.
Somewhere in that, but we needed every bit of the 5 points.
Yeah, we got They should have won that game.
Yeah, they should have. They won every aspect of it they could, except for Mahomes.
That's right. They got Mahomes, which is not
right.
Like we got.
It happens to the best. Just like we talked about, your Dallas Cowboys get Tom Brady. I mean, Mahomes can do it.
Right, I think the first or the last time, right? No doubt.
Then we had the Packers. Obviously, we were blindsided by that one. Did not see that one coming.
I did not think. Yeah, I mean, it's no real surprise. Well, obviously we thought we picked them, but I didn't see that coming that way. That game going down like that. I don't know what's going on with Aaron Rodgers. So that's a whole nother conversation.
Then we had Sunday night. So we roll into Sunday night looking pretty good, but then boom, Rams Sunday night winner, pretty easy winner, laying big points.
I mean, you were. I was like, listen, they're getting this shit done. That they are going to smoke them. But and that time just kept going on. I'm like, oh Jesus Christ! By the end, it was like 9. Like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, I want to say when we were here last week, it might have been like 7.5.
Yeah, right.
And it might have been by the time Sunday night rolled around, it would have been 9.
When I looked at it, and then by the time I got back to you, it went up a half point. I'm like, oh, jeez.
Right. And then we took the dog on Monday night, and it paid off. Crazy wild game. I don't know if you stayed up for the whole thing.
I fell asleep. I couldn't. I tried. I mean, that was my plan, but I couldn't do it. I just Gruden. I don't know. He's wacky, and the other dude Mayak is just as wacky. But listen, we'll take him that week 1, and we'll ride with it.
So Webb, the underdogs in the NFL. 12-4 against the spread this week. Wow. I don't know if that means that this is a trend, but I like taking points. You have more shit involved. It's easier to get shit going on. And actually a whole bunch of those underdogs actually won outright. I want to say like 8 of the 12-4 might have won outright.
Definitely the 2 we had the Raiders, and we had against obviously the Saints won the game.
Right. Cincinnati Bengals won.
That would shock me. I can't believe what happened to the Vikings.
Well, the Vikings are what they've been the last few years.
They were hurt on defense last year, I think, and but they're just bad now.
It's still Kirk Cousins. He's going to make some plays.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt.
They got their running back is amazing.
Yeah,
but he fumbled in overtime, and it really kind of set up.
So they probably would have won it, right? They probably would have not.
They were just about in field goal range right then.
Right.
But still, they're in overtime with the Bengals.
Right.
And the Bengals, I think with Joe Burrow and some things they got going on there are going to be an improved team, but they're still not there yet.
Certainly, they're leaps and bounds from the Bungles, but they're in the right way. But to start beating, I don't know. That was in my mind a fringe playoff team, the Vikings, which I don't see that so much. The defense, they're giving up bombs left and right, and the weak part of that team or the Bengals, I think, is their offensive line. You could easily kind of shake. I think everyone's afraid that Burrow's going to get hurt again. If you even start putting some pressure on him, I think that's going to, be enough to kind of get through some couple games. But, didn't happen. My man Belfi's, I'm sure, beside himself.
He's a Vikings man?
He's from Minnesota. Yeah.
All right. Well, one thing we do know is week 1 in the NFL is absolutely overreaction fucking week.
Oh, knee-jerk centric. Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is basically retired.
Right.
The Bengals are going to be good. What else? The Eagles were a surprise, surprise.
Eagles are great. The Texans are going to win the division.
Right. Saints are going to the Super Bowl now.
Right.
Jameis Winston's winning the MVP.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Everybody, cool your jets. We're here to be the smart ones and take you out of this emotional roller coaster that you're on.
That's right.
All right. So any big news lines that you were super surprised about from the weekend in the NFL or really that come to mind?
I was talking to a couple people work there. It seems like that back in the day, or even when we were younger, like an ACL or an MCL, like you'd hear like one dude got it, or like Achilles, like one guy. Now, like every week, 3 or 4 dudes are coming down with ACLs and MCLs, and I guess I don't know if they're just in too good a shape or everybody's too strong and there's too fast and too big. It just seems like there's a lot more season-ending injuries, weekly.
Well, speaking of which, I know you were at the softball field this evening. I don't know if you heard the latest Dallas Cowboys news that popped up about an hour
8
ago.
weeks. Yeah, he's got a 5th metacarpal.
I think Gallup is going on IR.
Gallup
and
for at least
DeMarcus
3.
Lawrence now is out for 6 to 8 something.
And the right tackle got popped for Lyle Collins for missing 13 drug tests. How's that even possible? But it's typical Cowboys. Typical.
Webb, what do you think about? So, I mean, we talked a lot about Aaron Rodgers being a pain in the ass all off season, and really he was out with his new wife or fiance, whatever she is, out traveling the world during the football game, like kind of baiting the Packers all off season long into different things, random cryptic tweets,
all these bullshit,
like kind of just being a pain in the ass all the time, which everybody would be okay with all that if you showed up on Sunday, week 1, and kicked some ass.
Well, first of all, he looks like I don't even like a yogi or a whatever that is, a guy who's teaching yoga. Like he looks like he's he's gonna stand there like this with a fucking with his right foot on his left knee, like standing on one foot type thing. But this shit kind of happened to him a couple years ago, and he goes, "Just relax." Remember that he did that classic relax. Let's just see what happens. I'm gonna whack them this week, so let's see what happens. I didn't realize that they started. I think two rookie offensive linemen, and then the other dude, Balaga, whatever, was either out of position or wasn't playing either. That doesn't help. I guess I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't really sure of that or whatever. And some of that, and then one of those Smitt brothers on defense wasn't playing either. So they're a little bit banged up. Weird scenario, flying to, I don't know what that had anything to do with, going down to Jacksonville. Just kind of odd, but you don't usually get whooped like that. So the short answer, I mean, if we're asking Aaron, who knows what these guys are doing? Maybe he's just like laughing to himself, like let's see how many hoops I can make the Packers jump through. But I did think he was going to give it they still might give it a home run swing here at the end to kind of just blow this out, almost like the Bulls did, like blame it all on the GM and like one last hurrah for the fans, and then everyone's getting the fuck out of Dodge. But we'll see.
Well, that's what they did make cryptic. Him and Devontae Adams made a little cryptic thing about the last dance and all that kind of stuff. Right. But 38-3. It was nobody saw that coming, no matter what.
I mean, that might even be. It looked worse,
right? And yeah, true. And then I don't know. I don't know how. It's hard to tell with these two games. Are the Packers really good? Are the Saints good? Are the Packers really bad? It's probably a little bit of all of it. But we'll be getting into the picks next week. In a little while about what we think about the teams coming up. But
I don't know what was going on. I think they switched their defensive coordinator. It didn't look to me like they were prepared at all for Jameis. Like, did they not? I don't know what they thought. I mean, maybe it's just excellent coaching by Peyton, which he's a great coach, but it just seemed like they weren't prepared they seemed surprised by what was going. I don't know what the defense coordinator was doing. The game it was weird. They just looked out of place. And
there's part of me thinks like maybe Aaron Rodgers, this is just his final blow up of the Packers. Like he doesn't care at all. That's
Right.
I mean, there's a part of you that thinks maybe this is a possibility. The dude doesn't care at all. He's making $20 million a year.
Right. And I'm out of this.
He doesn't care. This is like the dude that gives you his resignation and is like, listen, like I'll stick around if you want me to.
Right, right. I'm gonna burn this place down on my way out. Right.
Right. And so I just don't know. And even he was on an interview today and they said, well, the reason I got the first interception was because I got the double shot to the nuts.
Yeah, he got kicked in the nuts on the first interception. Yeah,
so that's why that was. It's just like kind of weird.
That was on the McAfee show. Because that they're buddies. Because somehow he was on McAfee was the punter, right, or something for the Packers or somehow. AJ Hawk's on the show all the time too, so he's got some in with them, and it's always some type of that's where he breaks his news all the time is on that show. So,
all right. So moving on, another game that was totally lopsided. I know you didn't see this coming. We didn't. You know, this would have been one of those games. I kind of mentioned the Eagles getting points from the Falcons. I was like, who the fuck are the Falcons anyway? 32-6 in that game was What the Falcons? What the fuck are you?
I don't know. That's the great question. Like they have zero identity on everything. Like their defense is not good. They didn't know what they were doing with the ball on offense. Again, it looked like a team that just the dudes got together. Like 5 guys showed up at the park to play basketball against like a team.
Right, like a team that's been practicing. Like when we see the USA team in the first week of exhibition against the European guys that play together all the time.
Right.
So only way fucking worse than that.
Right. So I don't know.
That's not even a good analogy.
And I'm a closet fan of that coach Smitt. He's a Carolina guy, so I do like the head coach Arthur Smitt. And I thought he was smart and would at least put together some type of solid game plan. But they didn't. It's not like they got out athleted. They just were again. It looked similar. It reminded me almost of the Packers and the Saints. That they just were not. It was boys. It was men against boys.
Right, and that's what I mean. We talked about. We knew the Texans were going to have issues this year without Deshaun Watson, new coach, new stuff. We knew. We talked about.
We're talking Eagles here, right? Yeah, right.
I'm going back to it, but I'm just talking about teams that are suck. We talked about Jacksonville that they're going through shit. We talked about the Lions, new coach, new quarterback. Not really sure what they're doing, kind of building up. But the Falcons are like they've been around and established. They got Matt Ryan still. Maybe that's part of the problem.
I guess.
I mean, but 32-6. Are you even? And you talk about athletic ability. Every team in the NFL has athletic ability, all over the fucking place.
I mean,
some have a little more, but 32-6 just means you ain't doing nothing right from the top to bottom.
That's
especially on opening day. It's one thing if week 6. Look, you got banged up the week before. You
right.
You come out and lay an egg. This is week 1. It's week 1.
You've had nothing. You had months since you got the job to work on this game, the game plan. You got Kyle Pitts, who's they call him like a generational freak. Right. Did he have a catch? I mean, who knows? I mean, Matt Ryan's $100 million quarterback.
32-6.
No, that's right. And is there anybody on defense? I mean, it didn't a couple of years ago they draft 2 offensive linemen in the first round. I mean, that alone has got to get you a touchdown.
Arthur Smitt, how long has he been there?
This is it. First game. Yeah, he was
he had a quote in the press conference. I did a really poor job of getting us ready to go.
No doubt.
Are you fucking kidding me? It's
Captain
you are the head coach of an NFL team have you been not working for this your whole entire fucking life?
Right.
And this is what you did the first fucking game you ever coached?
Against the Eagles team that is even
basically
worse off.
Basically in turmoil too. New coaches, new players, everything.
Right. Firing coaches, big kind of Just got rid of the $100 million quarterback last year.
Big question marks everywhere, just like these other teams we're talking about.
All over the field.
Like searching for an identity. Well, guess what? They're feeling pretty good about themselves this week.
You're the team. You're now that team. You're the team. You're the get right game.
Right. I mean,
don't worry. Atlanta's coming to town. We'll get right this week.
Yeah. So, well, I think they go to fucking Tampa this week. So they.
That's
right. That team.
They're gonna eat your lunch. They're gonna get again. You got to score a touchdown.
Yeah. We had the Titans. They got smoked. Arizona. We'll see. We'll see if Arizona. Sometimes Arizona can do this to teams. We've talked about them before. They kind of, that offense they run is a little different. It's a little different. They certainly have weapons with Hopkins and Kyler Murray.
He is just absurd. And Murray's like he's a crick back there. But how are you going to give up 5 sacks to the dude?
Right.
We get a couple. You're like, dude, all right, we got to block him.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
and then like, okay, well, after 3, maybe we'll put a tight end over there.
Right. It gets 2 real quick. All right, listen. This dude, we're not gonna let this one guy wreck this whole fucking thing. But no, he gets 5.
Oh man. No.
I saw like
no
he's on pace for like 205 sacks or something like that this season.
No
adjustment at all. Yeah, no adjustment whatsoever. Let him go. Leave him out there with that's the right tackle's got it. Don't sweat it.
All right. The Browns, Webb, 17 straight seasons. Well, I have it written down with a loss in a season opener. That's not true. There's 17 straight seasons without a win in the season opener. They had one tie.
At one point. That's crazy. That's like, going to roulette and it's 17 times. It's black. That's crazy. That's crazy. And they should, like we said, we should have won that game. I don't know. I'm not a Baker Mayfield hater or, apologist. I do think he's matured a little bit. I'm sure everyone's tired of seeing those, although some of those commercials are pretty good at like what are they, Allstate or whatever he's in. It's when he leaves the stadium door open or something. I'm just tired of hearing about him. Like, if you're going to be good, let's win games. You know what I mean? You got the best talent. That's all I hear. The Browns got the most talent in football. Okay. Let's win some fucking football.
0-1. 0-1.
Right. Let's win a couple games.
Right.
And then let's talk about how talented we are.
So I talked about last week. I was like, man, Jacksonville, dude, they are the worst shit I've ever seen in shit. I was like, there's no way they should be giving points to another NFL team. And I don't even know nothing about the Texans, but I know Tyrod Taylor's going to come to play because he gets his ass fucking short end of the stick everywhere he's fucking at.
He brings his lunch pail all the time. Yeah,
sure enough, they came out and whooped that ass.
And I don't even know. I mean, who was even scoring? They got those runs. They got Mark Ingram, right? They got a couple running backs, I think.
He was throwing deep bombs to Brandon Cooks, the receiver that used to be a little fast receiver. On the Saints.
Yep. He was on the Rams, I think, for a while. Yeah. But even I just traded, I think, Roby to you guys, like to the Saints. Like they're getting rid of talent like as fast as they possibly can. They still not only out-schemed you, outplayed you, but they out-talented you, and they're in a business of getting rid of talent.
Right. They're in that's their MO. Right. Get rid of good shit.
We want to finish right. We want to finish last and start from scratch. We're going to draft or get rid of our quarterback. We're going to have 75 first-round picks and build a dynasty. Right.
That's their deal. Yeah, and they're still whooping your ass 37-21, but it wasn't even that close.
Right. Again, there's 3 games that were just completely like lopsided. It was like literally like teenagers against professionals. And they got those 2. I think all those dudes are Patriot, from the Patriot tree organization. So I'm sure they're trying to, break it down and build it back up their way. So again, that's a team like I couldn't even handicap it. I still can't. There's nothing really I can even say about that one either.
All right. We did have some young quarterbacks playing, which was kind of fun. Mac Jones had a pretty solid game. Even Wilson for the Jets, they lost, but he played okay. I thought, didn't look overwhelmed. Even our boy Sam Darnold had a decent game. I know he's not a rookie, but there was one other one too that had a pretty good game.
Trevor Lawrence had a couple.
True.
He had 3. It's the first time ever in his life he's had 3 interceptions in a game, but I think he still threw 2 touches. But he's out talented. He's got no one to do it with. Your boy Justin Fields scored a touchdown, right? But he was only on the field, I think, for 4 plays or 5 plays. One of them was I mean, that's going to change because they're going to lose.
Bears, what do you? What's the wait?
Right.
You're the same Bears. Right. It was very clear Sunday night. You're the same Bears we've been watching for fucking 15 fucking years now.
Same team. Yep. Doesn't matter. Trubisky, fucking Nick Foles, whoever.
You got a game manager. He didn't lose the game for you. Right. Well, guess what? He didn't win the game for you either.
You're right. You got a game manager, good defense, some so-so skill players, and you'll finish middle of the pack again.
But but this time your quarterback won't lose them, so you just won't do anything to win.
Right. So it's really
the guy goes on the field. He's the best. You can plainly see he's one of the best athletes on the field, and you got him on the bench.
Right, 5 plays.
Right. That coach is another one. It's a fucking crazy idiot.
It's the same thing. It's like it's the definition of insanity. Every year they jog out the same type of scenario and expect something different to happen.
Put the kid in there, man. Let him fucking make some plays. Who cares?
Right.
It's NFL. Let's go play ball. Go win something.
I mean, what are you waiting for? Like, when are you going to be good? Like, you're going to rebuild till when? When is it okay? Now we're not rebuilding. Now we're here.
Well, they'll wait till Khalil Mack is fucking 70 years old to finally put a quarterback out there with him.
Ask the Browns how it is to just build and build and build. Ask any team.
17 times the opening day they're 0-1, except for one. They were 0-1. 0-1.
Right. When does that, when is it now?
That's what I mean. That's when he goes like, aren't there more coaches in this fucking world?
Just retreads. Right, exactly. That's
what they got. The University of Texas has a dude that's got busted, can't show up to the fucking
literally
place without being drunk.
Right, showing up to his boss's like big, huge university benefits wasted.
Right. And now he's the job at the fucking like one of the most prestigious
best jobs
in the country.
College football, yeah, for sure.
I mean, dudes.
If he wins a championship, the dude can. They'll put a fucking statue on anywhere. They're dying.
Well, they ain't winning a championship anytime soon because Arkansas. Hey, Texas, welcome to the SEC. Welcome to the SEC. Right? You got plowed by fucking Arkansas.
Yep.
Arkansas is on the come. Arkansas is on the come up, but they're on the come up to be 500.
Right.
From 2 wins to 6. They're on a come up.
They're going to beat this. Right. That's going to be their top because they're going to get lose by every other good team in the SEC.
You were their win their signature win this year was you. They'll beat Vandy and South Carolina and a couple of the other teams, and then and they'll be 6-6, and everybody will be like, man, Arkansas is much better.
Kentucky, Missouri, whoever Kentucky.
They'll be giving the coach a raise.
Right.
Because he beat Texas and went 6-6.
Right. Now, yeah, exactly. It's who's the get right game. It's a bunch of get right teams.
Now we're on the search for USC. The USC,
but it's the same names. Urban Meyer. Okay, that's your big win. He just signed $1 bazillion. They just gave him the keys to the Cadillac or whatever, and he's going to leave after one game. Listen, he does look like miserable.
If I was him, I'd leave after one game.
No doubt, but
that was a leavable game. You're allowed to just fucking go straight from Texas,
straight to the college
where they played, straight to Los Angeles.
But then they're talking about the dude from Penn State. What has he ever done? Franklin. The dude from Ames, Iowa, what has he ever done? Someone else. I mean, Fickle, whatever. Who's the dude who rows the boat? The dude from Cincinnati to Minnesota.
Right.
Isn't this USC? Isn't it like Hollywood? Is there not a coach, like a big name coach, that they could do something? I don't know. Is there not someone?
Well, I heard one name that I like, and that's a dude that seems like he gets passed over every fucking year. And maybe it's because Andy Reid really is the offensive coordinator for Kansas City.
You're talking about Eric Bieniemy.
Bieniemy, they talk about him every year being a candidate, and he gets passed over every damn time.
I thought he was going to get the Texans job this year, and so I think he might. I mean, that to me makes a ton of sense too.
It's the guy that can promote that he knows professional football. He can get you pros. He can set you up for pros. He's going to be an offensive minded guy. Let the athletes do their thing. And I mean, it just that's one name that I heard throw. Now whether or not he wants to leave for that, I don't know. But
I mean, what I saw something that he's still sitting on that coach's NFL coaching spot. But I'm not sure. Shit, winning at USC is might be better than going to fucking. I don't know, wherever he's going to end up, with some coaching job with a shit roster for the next 5 years.
Right.
Get fired anyway.
The only place you go, I mean, there's going to be a shit team. You don't get. There are no you can start out from scratch at USC and still be kind of here.
Right.
Especially in your conference.
Right.
But if you're getting a new job in the NFL, you're down. Man, I hope we can get a quarterback. I hope we can do this.
Right. Yep. So,
let's see. All right, so but all I know, Webb, it was a great week to watch football. We won some games. We didn't win every one. We won some. It was great to see fans in the stadium.
Yeah.
That was fun, man. A stadium packed full of fans. Makes me wonder what the fuck we're doing here. I don't know what the fuck's going on here in New Orleans. I still got to check people's shit at the door. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on with this shit.
Crazy.
We had a bribe the butcher at the Sam's today to get us some chicken wings. We can't even get chicken wings down here anymore. Well, it's fucking
what's the world
supply chain is the supply chain is unbelievable.
Yeah, that's right.
COVID and the Ida fucking situation down here is fucking ridiculous. Like, I need a fucking haircut. My hair's fucking everywhere.
I need a haircut too. It's like the you can't buy a car. There's no chips. There's no computer chips. I saw today.
So we had a couple of possibilities for douchebag of the week, but one of them really made up for it. It's an LSU guy. Jamar Chase this week said he had a lot of drops in the preseason.
Yes.
And he mentioned the reason for his drops was that the NFL ball was so much different than the college ball. And part of it was that it doesn't have the lines on it. And so he can't see it as well, which I don't know. Maybe he's just being honest, whatever.
Right.
I don't know. It's a different look. It's a little heavier, a little bigger, I guess, the NFL ball.
Right.
But he said that this week. It just sounded a little weird to say, but sure enough, he's caught a fucking like an 80-yard bomb.
What happened on Sunday?
Week.
Right.
So I got no, I got no, and I like the kid, and I like that him and Burrow are playing together. I think that's pretty cool. But I'm wearing tonight, Webb. But this is, I don't know if you can see that. This is the Whispering Straits. I think that's where it's at. The Ryder Cup.
Oh,
the
yes.
Ryder Cup this year.
Okay.
We've been on the Brooksy side of this thing.
Yeah, well, he gets the benefit of it's very hard not to be a douche. I mean, it's very easy, I should say. He's got an ultimate, it's like playing the Jaguars every week. You're going to beat up Bryson DeChambeau. Is very hard to out douchebag. Right. Is my point.
That's what it's very easy to jump on the Brooksy side when his arch enemy, his arch enemy is fucking Bryson DeChambeau.
Right, exactly.
But so anyway, the Ryder Cup is coming up soon. It's another. We talk about USA and we talked about the Olympics and the pride in sports and all that stuff. And the cool thing about golf is, and this is part of what Brooks Koepka said is, look, it's always an individual sport, and now it's a team sport. So for fans, to me, it makes it better. I mean, it's just not better all the time. But in this particular scenario, as a new thing, everybody's pulling dudes that usually don't like each other are high-fiving.
Right.
Crowds getting into it. Everybody's on the same team. All the stuff that I talk about for the Olympics and all that shit.
Right. Well, it brings golf kind of into almost, a beer drinkers, a beer drinkers, not the rich white guy sport type thing.
Right. They had that Solheim Cup the other day, which was women's, the USA against, and it was the crowds are allowed to encourage the cheer. Doing.
It's a big event. Right.
So Koepka really not a fan of the Ryder Cup scenario. He's used to playing by himself, not really down with the team meetings, not really down with doing things as a team, or it breaks into the ultimate was some of this stuff breaks into his nap time because they have to be there at certain times and not on his own agenda and everything. So I'm pretty sure we don't always have the douchebag of the week, but this is a new douche. I'm down with Brooks Koepka being douchebag.
Yeah, it's tough to. Well, listen, it's tough.
And it's tough in NFL week 1 to come up with one, but especially a golfer.
It's hard too. I mean, like you said, why? Seriously, you don't get enough fucking sleep? Is that why? That's why you don't want to represent your country? And I mean, I'm sure even if there's no financial incentive in particular for this, I'm sure if you win, you get paid, But it's not only that. It's your own brand. You can make it's always good. And then I know Hazing or whatever his name is came out and just said don't fucking play. The guy Paul Hazinger's
right.
And that's what I say. Fuck it. Right. There's some dude standing right behind you.
There's some dude that's dying to do this.
Absolutely. There's some dude
and be on the world stage representing the United States.
Exactly. Then that dude, he'll make himself a following. Next thing you know, he's out. We're going to be talking about him.
He can make that dude can make the commercial endorsement after
right, exactly. He'll make the $100 million. You go fuck yourself, Brooks. Go take a nap.
Right.
So, but even with DeChambeau, I can't let it go. The guy said his hands hurt.
Well, he went to that long drive competition. Well, Webb.
Just imagine there's some woman there. I don't know, an elderly woman working at some golf club. She's on her feet, slinging drinks for $5. You think her feet fucking hurt, Smitt, from running? Does his caddy's back hurt from carrying the fucking bag? Are you fucking kidding me?
All day, every fucking day.
His hands hurt from working out, trying to hit a golf. Go fuck yourself. I mean, that's to me, that's tough. That was tough.
All right, so we had to get that out of there. It was kind of off course a little bit.
Couldn't let it slide.
One thing to notice this week, Webb, with the DraftKings and the FanDuel and more places being allowed to sports bet, the shit is just exploding. I saw out of the 50 states, about 20 of them now have definite legalized sports betting. At least maybe might be more than that.
Sense. Just it makes
just
sense.
ready to roll. So Webb, NFL ratings this week were through the roof. 17.4 million people watched NFL this Sunday, which is 7% increase from
It was 7? I thought I saw 17. Maybe it was
I
only
think 7% from
Okay.
the
From
same
last
time
season?
last week. The highest game, Webb, Tampa Bay and Dallas averaged 26.4 million viewers on NBC and digital. It's the most watched first game of the season since 2015, which is an 11% increase over the last year or something like that. So, dude, the NFL, we talk shit about it. I got a lot of dudes telling me, you know, they show this before the game or that before the game. I ain't watching that bullshit.
Don't watch it.
Look, I don't agree with everything the NFL does. I don't agree with everything every NFL player does. But I love the NFL too fucking much to not fucking watch. I live for this shit. I've been living for this shit since I was a little kid. Right. I want to watch the fucking games. If it's something I'm not agree with, I ignore it.
Right. We
like the rest of the things in my life. When I'm a bartender and some guy's a douchebag, I just fucking ignore him.
Right. Give his drink and turn around. Exactly. Yeah. They think I love everything about my job. No. I do what I got to do and I move on. Right. But I mean, the NFL, listen, we love it so much we take time out of our day for 102 shows to fucking do this shit. Right. Make all our friends listen to it.
Right. Beg them to anyway.
Right.
All right.
Lean on them. Right. Guilt them into it.
You guys don't even listen to this shit,
motherfucker. Right. Help me out, will you?
All right. So we blabbered for 50 minutes. All right.
Let's get on. Let's get
to the important shit people want to know.
Right.
All right. Let's start with the college, Web. I got a list of games that I've already picked. I've already put my picks in my thing. But you tell me what you like, and we'll go from there.
Well, the first one I think is tomorrow. I think it's Coastal Carolina. I'm going to be on them. They did cover for us twice in a row. I do see them covering again tomorrow. Let me just pull up the everything here. Coastal Carolina is tomorrow, I think, and I do like them to cover. I have Oklahoma written here with Coastal Carolina's playing Buffalo. That's an easy win. They're going to cover that 4 points. That's not a game. It's September 18th is when. That's not tomorrow, is it? No.
That's Saturday. There's a game Thursday night. It's Louisiana versus Ohio. And then there's 2 games on Friday, Maryland and Illinois, and UCF and Louisville.
Yes. I mean, we should probably cover. I don't have a feeling either way. Do you want to start with those? What do you want? You want me to keep going?
Keep going. Come up with what you came up with, and then if we don't have enough games, we'll go back and make sure we pick a Thursday.
Coastal Carolina. I got Purdue against Notre Dame. Fuck Notre Dame. I'm betting against them every day. And Purdue's going to be good this year.
All right. Well, we're going to have to talk about that one.
All right. Keep going. I got Oklahoma, Virginia Tech, Michigan. I love. I got Iowa, UAB, Ole Miss. I love, and I got BYU, and then I got UCLA.
All right. You said Oklahoma, Virginia Tech, Iowa, Michigan, BYU, UCLA.
UAB, Ole Miss. There's 10, I think. Yeah, I did 10. Coastal Carolina, Oklahoma, Purdue, Virginia Tech, Michigan, Iowa, UAB, Ole Miss, BYU.
Purdue I didn't write down because I got a problem. I'm gonna rebook you on that, but we'll just rebook each other. And I know it's not supposed to be said rebook, but that's what we're gonna do. So my thing is, we were on Notre Dame week 1. No cover.
They didn't even win.
We were keeping a close eye on Notre Dame in week 2. We didn't get them. We weren't on them, but Toledo gave them every bit they could handle.
That's right.
And they didn't no cover, but win, no cover. The usual Notre. A whole bunch of people out there got Notre Dame, but at least it wasn't us this time.
That's right.
Now here's where here's my thinking, Webb. Here's where the ultimate Notre Daming comes in.
Right, betting against them.
You say, okay, you know what? Notre Dame's not that fucking good. Right. They didn't cover week 1. They barely beat Toledo in week 2. Yep. And Purdue rolled the doors off of somebody last week.
Correct.
Who we had Purdue in that game.
Yeah, but that was against UConn. That's even a non.
Right, but they still, they put up the 40 that we needed, or we needed 40 or something. I think it was 34. Yes. They did 35, right? And it wasn't even like by midway, you're like, well, as long as they don't lay an egg in the second half, we got.
It wasn't never in doubt, really.
So my thinking is, this is when the Notre Daming comes in.
Yes, you might be right. I understand, and
it's only 7, so it's like they beat them by a touchdown. They win and they cover. It could be a close ass game and you win by 7.
Right. Yeah, that's true. All right. Good point. I'll do it on my own, just out of principle.
Well, yeah, I got Notre Dame in our pool. That's fine, but we won't do Purdue or Notre Dame as our Sports Watch monitor pick.
All right. So we got to come up.
And we will both go down. This will be asterisk as one
Right.
of our ND versus Notre Dame versus Purdue was a disagreement. Disagree.
I'm looking at it here. I do like. I might like Central Florida against Louisville. I don't know what's going on in Louisville. I don't even. It doesn't seem like they were. I don't know what's going on with their first couple games. Central Florida is good. I mean, they're the class of that second level. I do just to get a game for tomorrow night or whatever night. What night is that? Friday night. And I think I like Illinois plus the points that night too.
Okay, I don't really have a real feel for either of those. I kind of didn't pick anything on those because I wasn't.
I didn't either, but I didn't. I mean, I guess we should probably cover it if I had to. These are the
well.
games.
Let me give you my picks first,
All
and
right.
then we'll go from there. The ones that I got are Webb. I know I'm on Boston College a lot, and Temple looked real bad.
Temple's not good
on week 1, but they came back and won last week.
And Rutgers
they're getting
won too on the road.
And they're getting 16 points from Boston College. I am leaning on taking 16 points. But if you don't want to take Temple, that's fine with me. We'll just move on to the next.
Let's move on. Temple is not good.
Okay, Cincinnati goes to Indiana, and they're laying 4 points. I think Cincinnati's a good team, and I think Cincinnati's a good
I'm good with that. I like Cincinnati.
All right, Cincy. We'll add that one to the list. Miami, I've talked about them a couple times. I think we've talked about DeAndre King here for De'Aaron King
forever. He's been in
for
college
5
like 6 years.
For 5 years. We have only been knowing the show for 3. We've been talking about him on the show for 5 years.
That's right.
I think Michigan State, they had a nice win, I think, against Northwestern, which isn't that big of a deal, but it's a decent win. But Miami, they barely held on against Appalachian State last week. I like Michigan State plus the 6.5 here.
I mean, I haven't seen anything from Miami that makes me think that they're any good at all. I got no problem with that. I mean, I will probably, yes, that's cool. I'm good with that.
All right. I like Kansas State at home getting 2 from Nevada. I don't know much about these two teams, except one's Kansas State. They're 2-0. Nevada, I believe, is 2-0 also. And I like them.
The quarterback is going to be one of these next. The quarterback for Nevada is like one of these. He's going to be one of like the
next
Trey Lance. Yeah, right. Now, having said that, I don't know what they've done in their games.
I can tell you right now. Kansas State is 2-0, but they beat Cal by 5. That's a decent enough win for them at Cal. That's a good win for them, actually.
Yeah,
they beat Idaho State by a lot.
Yeah, they got crushed by somebody else too. What Nevada do?
Kansas State
Nevada
crushed Stanford, and they beat Southern Illinois.
So who are we saying? We're going to take Kansas State?
I'm saying Kansas State at home.
Yeah, all right, that's the +2. Find out.
All right. Next on my list is I talked about Notre Dame. Wake Forest. I think Florida State no way comes back from that game they lost the other day. I know Wake is laying 5.5 points, but it's at home. I think Wake Forest is 2-0 as well. I think I like Wake Forest fucking to win this fucking game and cover.
That's crazy to see. Even look, I'm looking at this. I'm still doing a double take here. I don't know. Let's move back. Let's hold off on this. Let's
okay. We'll skip Wake. The other ones I have. Okay, this next game. First, I want to say, Kevin Falk, dude, was a great LSU player,
Absolutely.
A great player for the Patriots. He's on the coaching staff at LSU with Coach Ogeron, and his daughter passed away this week. Not sure the details on that. Very sorry to hear that. By all accounts,
or something.
By all accounts, yes, she was on this kind of like a helper on the staff there at the team and all that stuff. By all accounts, Kevin Falk is a decent fucking dude.
Right, a regular guy.
Right.
Yep.
All right. Coach O, I'm not so sure what the hell's going on here.
No, he won.
This is a team
in bro. Right, yes. They're a mess.
They lost this week. The big news, other than the Kevin Falk daughter thing, was, and I'm sorry, I don't know her name offhand.
Her name is very similar to Kevin. Actually, it's like
it might be Kevin or something.
Kevionnee or NNA or something like that.
So the LSU lost their number 1 running back for the year this week. Emory due to academic reasons. But when asking Coach O about it, nothing. No, look, it's academic. Like, well, what happened? There's news that like maybe he took the wrong class.
Right.
But no matter what it was with this, it just means you ain't watching your program. This
Right.
is your number one running back. You should be having somebody walking him to class, or to the class, or helping him pick his classes, or take the class, whatever the thing is.
Right.
The number one running back does not get out for academic reasons, and you go, well, I'm not, unless there's more to the story. Which if there's here's the other flip side to the NIL argument for those people out there. If you can make money on name, image, and likeness, then that means beef up with the fucking scoop. You tell the story. What's the story with you? You can't hide behind, well, he's a fucking 19-year-old kid.
Right.
But he can also make $1 million playing.
Right. You can't make it.
Coach O, what happened? Explain what happened. You're the highest paid employee of the state of Louisiana.
Yep.
What happened?
Take some responsibility.
How is the number one running back not playing? What happened? I'm not blaming the kid. I'm saying as an organization, how did you let the number one running back not be eligible to play?
Right. It's
that
just
being said,
no one's driving.
Central Michigan plus 19. I'm taking them.
Yeah, I got no problem.
And you know what else I'm doing?
LSU is a wreck.
I'm putting a little baby bet on the money line on that game.
All right.
Central Michigan, you heard it here first. Just a little piece.
Taste,
I mean, I'm not sure what the money line is. Maybe you have.
They might not even have one.
It might be because it's 19 points. It might just be there. Might not be there. Just a little piece on Central Michigan on the money line.
Plus 755.
Plus 750. So you put $50 in there, you get yourself $400.
Yep.
$375. Something. We're not math. We know. But I'm taking Central Michigan.
Get half that. Yeah. Three.
Plus the 19.
Yep. I got that's no problem.
Big game. In Happy Valley. They call it Happy Valley?
Yeah, Happy Valley. Right?
Yeah. Auburn at Penn State.
Is that really a big game? That's
Well, it'll be billed as a big game.
Right.
They're both top 15. It's SEC versus Big Ten. They're marquee.
Right.
I'm taking the points. I'm
I'm no Penn State. Yeah, I'll take the 5. I'm no Penn State fan either. Yeah, fuck.
I'm taking Auburn. Prove it to me. They beat Wisconsin. Big deal. Prove it.
Right. This is a down year for Wisconsin anyway.
We still got Bo Nix. I know he's had an up and down career, but he's now at this point he's a proven veteran.
That's right. He's been around for a long ass.
We've been saying for 15 years. We're like, I remember his dad was playing.
Right. He's been around so long. We don't even talk about his dad.
So, all right, I got Auburn. But there's one that you may not like. UNC is playing Virginia, Webb, and Virginia is plus 9. I like the Cavaliers in that one. But if you would wish to us to skip that, we don't have to.
No, I don't have any. They're due to play. I mean, Carolina, the story Jory's thought they haven't played well. They won last week. They lost week 1 to Virginia Tech. That's fine. I don't really have any issue with that.
All right, UVA plus 9. And then my last one, I had Fresno, but you like UCLA, and I'm okay with taking UCLA, to be honest.
He finally looks like, and I'm talking about, what's his name? Chip Kelly. He had a couple. He can do this job.
Right.
Especially out on the West Coast.
Which, if you think about it, this is a lot of what, like, I don't know what day the USC coach actually got fired, but I guess, the game that he played was Saturday, and so was the USC. But and so was the Oregon. So if you think about it, like USC saying, "Holy shit, man, Chip, we can't wait any longer."
Right.
Chip Kelly is finally got his quarterback. He's finally got that team rolling. He got the marquee win against LSU.
Yep.
And then sure enough, this weekend Oregon goes into. We didn't even talk about that. Right. Oregon goes into Ohio State and pushes them around. So for USC, it's like, all right, listen. It's time for a change. No more mediocrity.
And it seems too that coach Cristobal or something like that, the Oregon head coach. He's a SEC like a bigger. He's a meat and potatoes dude. He's not your typical like Oregon and those teams are give the running back, give the quarterback's going to run. He's a hard hitting. So it seems like he might have had a couple of years. He's been there a couple of years now. He's drafted. He's got his program where he wants it. Chip Kelly's had a couple of years. He's got his program where he wants it. you know, like you said, they're one's going this way, two are going this way with proven, and the other one's just dropping. So yeah.
At a time when the Pac-12 needs all the fucking
Right.
all the help they can get some notor, right, whatever you want to call it, just because the Big 12 is falling by the wayside and the Pac-12 doesn't want to be that. That's for sure.
Correct.
And we're Pac-12 haters. Like we bash them regularly because they suck.
Right. Exactly.
All right. So all right, let's see. We have a lot of games on here.
Okay.
All right. We have Coastal Carolina.
Yes, I like them. They're going to.
We have Oklahoma.
But what do you think on that? Do you like that game?
I'm cool with taking that. I think were they playing Nebraska?
They're going to whoop somebody soon.
They're going to kill Nebraska.
Sucks.
Nebraska played Buffalo last week and they covered, but it was kind of a struggle early,
right.
And Buffalo is terrible.
They're horrible.
Right. So I have no problem with that. I think Oklahoma, especially Oklahoma struggled against Tulane in their first game and had a week off. Right. I think. So I think they come. I know that's your team. I know that's your team to win it all. Well, we'll see how that turns out.
I got to back off on that. But listen, I got it. But they're going to smoke somebody, and it's coming.
Right. And they're at home. It's Nebraska. So they're not going to sleep on Nebraska like they might have slept on Tulane.
Right.
So I have no problem with Coastal.
Their attention they got their attention. It's a decent team, enough of a name, especially if Nebraska still carries some from back in the Barry Switzer and
it's the old Big 12
games.
Yeah, the old Big 12 or whatever.
There are still people that this game really matters to. The other one I was looking at that go keep going. I'm gonna tell you.
Virginia Tech was the next one. I like that. West Virginia doesn't show me anything.
They suck.
So I have no problem with that. You also said Michigan. My only problem with that is I feel like that we were on them. Were we on them the first 2 weeks?
I think we were.
I'm just afraid of
going to that well once more too many times.
Yeah, but I have no problem.
I can't even find it here.
Michigan, Northern Illinois, and they got to win by 4 touchdowns.
Do you see who they got next week? Maybe that's one that we can't. I don't have even that one up here, so I wonder why.
Well, Rutgers comes to Michigan next week, so that's not.
That's not. No, that's not.
I don't think that's anything that they say. Yeah. Listen, pull in the reins. We got to worry about
right. All right, let's see. So let's just put that. Hold off for 1 second.
All right, we'll put that on hold.
Iowa. I think right.
We got Iowa, and that's another one. I'm hoping we're not 1 week too late on that game.
I think that they are legit. Who are I can't find them here. Where are they playing?
Kent State.
What's the
And it's like 23.
What did Kent State do? Well, this might be. Let's lay off Iowa after last week.
I just feel like those 2 games were the Michigan and Iowa. Last week was our chance to pounce on those. That's all.
We had Michigan. All right,
we did have Michigan. We could.
And then let's just. All right, so we have UAB. I think I have. I like.
Let's go. BYU.
They're playing who? They got a good win last week against Utah. They look good. I don't know if you saw any of that game.
I did not. Oh, Arizona State. And BYU's catching some points at home. Arizona State, they beat somebody last week, but it wasn't a good team, and it took them a long time to kind of get rolling. I don't think Arizona State's quarterback is that good. I will be rooting for them because we're going to their stadium this year, so that's kind of like my team this year that I'm rooting for. But I think BYU's a good pick at home, getting points in that game. I think that's a good pick.
Cool.
UCLA.
We got. I think you're cool with that. You said right.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Fresno, UAB.
Who are they playing? They were getting some points, I think.
North Texas. They're laying 12 at North Texas.
Yeah, we could scratch that one if we got too many. That's all right.
Well, let's see. We got an Ole Miss.
Ole Miss, I like. I'm not going to pound the table for.
I'm down with that. Tulane has had a nice start, but they're not ready to make a game with Ole Miss.
Ole Miss is pretty good at home. This is going to be a big game. Again, this is a game that's going to catch their attention. They were kind of had a fucked up first. Kiffin had COVID, I think, for first week, and then
he's going to want to show out.
Right, he's correct. Especially his name.
Okay, and then we'll get into my picks were Cincinnati that we both said okay with. Michigan State.
Yep.
Kansas State.
Yep.
Central Michigan over LSU.
Yeah, LSU is a mess.
Auburn and UVA. Yeah, so if we just went with those,
right?
That's 12.
No, that's not bad.
That's a
That's
lot
not
of
bad.
picks.
No, that's not bad. We usually do 10. That's all right.
No, 12 is good. I got no problem with that.
Yeah.
Luke,
All right.
we're rolling. This is we're
right.
we're
That's our
one
get
under
right
500. It's time to roll.
Right. We're going to be 11 games over.
This will be our 9-3 week.
Right. Exactly. Perfect.
Okay, let's switch it over to the NFL.
NFL. All right. I have I picked every game, but there's only really 1, 2, 3, 4 that I like. How do you want to do it?
Okay, let's start just Thursday night. That'll be.
This
We're gonna pick a Thursday night game. I like the Washington football team. I like Haneke or whatever the hell.
Taylor Heineke and that defensive. They're gonna crush that offensive line is horrendous.
Buy this to the 3.
Yes,
I think it's 3.5 right now. Buy it to the
3 minus 120 here.
All right, there you go. Okay, I'll tell you another game I like. Webb. And then going into Sunday, I like the Bears. I know the Bengals won. This is when you take things. The Bengals won at home. Now they're going on the road. Everybody saw the Bears not look great. They didn't look awful. They didn't look great.
The Bears.
I think the Bears will handle. I think the Bears handle this one.
Well, 2.5. I don't really have any problem with that either. That does make sense. I mean, look at it on paper. It's the Bengals are happy. They're probably going to be a little bit unhappy. They'll be going to be happy being 1-1 after this week. Bears are going to be like the Bears are. How we're 1-1. We should have been better, but we're not better because we don't.
We beat the team. We beat the Bengals by 4.
Right.
It was a scare. They gave us a scare, but we pulled it out.
21-17
the defense had a pick 6 at the end.
Right.
That helped us out.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. The defense stopped them Burrow couldn't get it down the field or something.
It wasn't his fault though. The guy the offensive tackle got completely burned.
Exactly.
All right. So we'll just go down a list. I got some that I like. I'm looking at the next one on this list is what do you think about the Texans getting quite a bit of points from the Browns?
I don't have anything. I love the Browns. Okay,
we'll skip that one.
Browns are going to win that easily.
But yeah, you did take that, and I think I am taking that in one of my survivors. I'm not sure if I'm going to take it in the.
I believe I took this. I took it at least 2 times. I think I took it in ours. Maybe I took it 3 times. I think I took it in ours and twice in the big one. They're not losing. They will put a hurting on the Texans.
Okay. Rams go to the Colts. The Rams look pretty darn good. They got everything they and the Colts. They were who we thought they were, just kind of trying to feel themselves out and find themselves. Seattle put it on them pretty good. Wentz, jury's still out.
Yeah, he doesn't look good.
If the Rams come to play, they win by 4 on this easily. If you ask me,
this is a kind of that was not a tough game, but this is another kind of back-to-back for the Rams. I'm not a Rams fan. I think they have players, and Aaron Donald's an animal. I don't know. I don't have a feeling too much. If you're looking to take the Rams, I can't really argue with you. I would not take the Colts. Let me put it like that.
No, let's do the Rams. Let's do the Rams. I think that's a similar situation to the Seahawks. So we're just last week they were same deal, laying 3 or 4. They were just better,
right?
And have bigger. They're not going to let this trip them up this early in the season.
Right.
We kind of had a bad game or something.
If they were 5-0 or something. It's like this might be the one they stumble.
Next game down, Bills Dolphins is
3.5. I don't know. I don't really know what to think of the Dolphins or the Bills. The Bills are another one of these teams that I kind of classify like the Browns. Okay, you're good. You have all this talent. Let's start winning some games. Right. Josh Allen's going to win the MVP. How about you play good? How about you throw the ball down the field for a touchdown? I don't know, dude. I don't have a feeling for this.
Yeah, it's tough because the Dolphins, like all that being said, the Dolphins are also really good catching points. So I think the Bills are better. The Dolphins are really good.
I'd be more comfortable laying 4 or 5 with the Bills at home, or even 6 or something. But I'd get laying.
Yeah, but it's down in Miami.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. But laying 3 on the road, 3.5 on the road, in conference, in division,
right,
against a good defensive team. I like that. I mean, you could talk me into going under 47.5.
Well, let's look at that then. Under Bills.
Because the Dolphins ain't going to score a lot, and they're going to play good D.
You know what? I think that's a good play.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
All right. That's a good one.
Yep.
All right. Next down the list, 49ers and Eagles.
Now, I'm trying not to let
Don't let your bias. Right.
I just don't think the Eagles are good. I don't care what happened last week. I don't have it, start or anything here. I have it just as a pick. I would take the Niners -3. I think they're better. I don't think the Eagles' offensive line is particularly good. Again, that just was a team that was completely unprepared last week in the Falcons. So, I mean, I'm going to stay. I'd like to either stay away or take later points.
I'm cool with staying away.
All right.
Another tough game. Another game. Man, I'm looking at this, man. There's a lot of home dogs, dude.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of home dogs.
That's true.
Week. That's scary. After a 12-4
right
week last week with 8 teams winning outright, and man, look at how many. Every game I'm looking at almost is a home dog. Patriots, Jets.
The Jets are just too hurt. They can't. They lost. Becton's out. There's no. What's the number here? Let me see if I don't even if I have a line on it because
showing 6 on ESPN here.
I don't even have it up. You can't bet the Jets. They don't have any play. There's no one. Oh yeah, 6. I like New England. I mean, I could stay away too if you want. But I just don't think the Jets.
We might have to come back to these games. I feel like I'm vetoing everything, but I don't now on second thought, some of these games I don't like a lot of them. But okay. Good after a good Monday night game last night, but Steelers look good on Sunday. The Raiders and go to Pittsburgh.
This to me is a layup all over Pittsburgh on this. What's her name? How many people? Didn't somebody get hurt on the?
Well, the running back is, but also some offensive linemen on the Raiders.
And hurt. That defense, they had a couple boys on that defense, man. That dude. So Watt. I don't even have a line on this game, but someone is hurt. What do you got there?
5.5. Pitt.
Sorry, that's to me is easy.
All right, I'll go with Pitt. Coming after that crazy game at home, opening up their stadium and all that kind of stuff, I could easily see them going to Pitt and getting worked over.
That's not an easy game for them. I mean, Carr played well. I'm a Derek Carr.
That's what I mean. I could easily see them after a big thing Monday night going to Pittsburgh and getting worked.
They're a team to me, that's like only 2 dudes on offense, especially if Taylor Jacob is hurt. So they got the quarterback and the tight end. And the offensive line is like makeshift, kind of thrown together, and it seems like they don't like players that are good. Like they get rid of them all.
All right, we got the Steelers.
All right.
Another home dog in division. The Saints, probably not as good as they showed against the Panthers, but the Panthers are just Panthers are what they are every year. They're just okay.
I think the Panthers are building something at least. I think that's a team that's a little bit different. I think they believe that they're at least going to give Darnold a shot with an offensive line, a real coach, some skilled players, and someone with a plan at least. This is a team that's I don't know how good they are talent-wise. If you put 53 against 53 type thing, I don't really have a feeling for this game. Let me see. Why can't I find these lines? What do you got there?
New Orleans laying 3 on the road.
What are you thinking on this?
I'm thinking it's going to be really hard for the Saints to play as well. Again,
well, they're not going to play any better. I mean, I'll tell you that. You know what I mean? I got no problem, staying away. But
let's punt and see what else we got. And then another one. Look, I've talked about how bad the Jaguars are, but are the Broncos going to go where they went? Maybe they stayed east. Where did the Broncos play in week 1?
I think the Giants.
Right. Did they stay on the East Coast, or did they fly back to the Broncos and now they're flying back for another?
And here's the thing: they lost Jerry Jeudy.
Yep.
And I think the dude Chubb, what's his name? Isn't there a defensive lineman or linebacker named Chubb?
Yeah, there is. The guy from Georgia, he was a defensive end, like outside linebacker, pass rusher
guy. Not play last game. Even having said all that, there's no fucking way they lose this game. There's just no. I can't see Jackson. I don't know what Jacksonville going to do. I don't. I understand. I could pass on this one too, but I would not taking the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'll tell you that.
No, we're definitely not doing that.
Right.
The next one, the Vikings and the Cardinals.
I love the Cardinals.
Okay, I could do that.
I mean,
try and buy that to the 3 if you can.
Yes, I'm going to buy it to 3. That's another team in disarray. Kirk Cousins it's never gotten better. Now, in fact, he's getting worse. Their offensive line really isn't any good. Their defense looks horrendous. They're going to go 0-4 and 0-5, and Zimmer's going to get fired. That's what's going to happen.
All right. So cards is we got another game. Now Buccaneers Falcons.
What's the number? Let me see what the number
12 and
is.
a half.
Now this one, they're going to kill them. I mean, they're not going to lose, but I don't know where they get motivated here. That's my question. Yeah, they could accidentally beat them by 4 scores, but I could also see them kind of just la la la. Next thing you know, it's 20, 21 to 10, and I don't know. Man, more I think I don't know if there's any way the fucking Falcons are going to cover. I mean, what are they going to? I mean, how many points are they going to score? You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. I'm at a loss. I thought I had some picks, and now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, damn,
right.
I don't have no picks.
I mean, I don't really want to lay 12 and a half points, but seriously, are the Falcons going to score 17 points?
Like, are they going to make it a game at all, or is it just going to be a
right? Because if they score 17, well, if they score 28-17, they cover. But I don't know. Can they score 2 touchdowns? I mean, again, there's 3 teams that looked awful, and I'm sure 2 of them are real bad.
Right.
All right, let's go back. Let's keep going down for a second. Let's see.
All right, the next one, I believe it or not, I like your boys.
Oh, no way. No way. I'm not signing. They're losing that game so bad.
No, dude.
They got no right tackle. They got no defensive end. They're no good. They're got another team that's just clueless.
What about total's 55 and a half. Never mind. All right. Titans Seahawks. Did the Titans cover the spread? Did the Titans play better this week than they played last week?
I think they do for sure. There's no doubt. I mean, Seattle's tough to play up there. I mean, that's. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Okay. The Wraiths and the Chiefs the Chiefs and the Ravens.
I'm not. I don't care. It's a home dog. I mean, I would punt on that. I didn't have this one start either. I'd take the Chiefs. The Ravens are not good. I don't care what anyone says.
But we're starting to look like we're gonna take road favorites all down. Well, actually, I mean, we talked ourselves out of it, so we haven't taken them. We've taken all home teams actually at this point. Let's go to Monday night.
All right, who's that?
That's do the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, they're gonna crush them. Green Bay comes back in a big way. Green Bay comes back and smokes them. The games that I have starred were the Packers, the Cardinals, the Browns. Were the 3, and then thinking about, I think I like the Washington football team, and I like that under that we talked about, and I like the Steelers a lot.
All right. Well, here's what we got. Here's what we got right now. We got the Washington football team Thursday.
Yep.
I kind of picked the Bears.
Bears are fine.
Yep.
That's like 2.5. Yeah, that's Bears are good.
And I took the Rams.
Yep. That's the one at the Colts, or no?
Yep. And then under Bills and Dolphins.
That's the under. I'm sorry.
Pittsburgh Cardinals Packers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7. Maybe we could take the Broncos or the Eagles. Who are the Eagles playing? That's all I really. Dolphins maybe, because they're getting points, but we've got away from that.
We're on the under there. We got that game covered. The Broncos are playing the Jags. I got no problem taking that.
Let's take the Broncos and make that. That'll make it that.
And then, well, the only other question marks that I had were Tennessee and Tampa Bay.
Well, you want to just add them on?
Yeah, we'll take that. That'll give us an even 10, I think, right?
I think that gives us 11, but who gives a shit? Tampa Bay. All right. Washington, Bears, Rams, under Bills, Pitt, Cards, Packers, Broncos, Tennessee, Tampa Bay. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10.
Right?
Yeah, I think it's 10.
10. 10 is perfect.
That's perfect.
9 and 1.
And a Monday. We got a Monday, right? So that's only 8 on Sunday, right? That includes Monday.
It's not. Yeah. One's Thursday and one's Monday.
One's Monday. Right. That's perfect. That's perfect.
All right. So look, once again, if you got any questions during the week or you're not sure about this stuff, let us know. But in case you didn't hear, Washington football team, Bears, Rams, under Bills, Pitt, Cards, Packers, Broncos, Tennessee, Tampa Bay, College, Coastal, Oklahoma, Virginia Tech, BYU, UCLA, Ole Miss, Cincy, Michigan State, Kansas State, Central Michigan, Auburn, UVA, That's that.
That's it.
Wilbur Investigations, MN3 Technologies, the grill in Arkansas. We got to remember his name.
The Buffalo Grill, in Little Rock, Arkansas, baby. We're going to be broadcasting live.
I got to write that down. This is the best. I don't need to write down. I know where it's at. It's best burgers, best barbecue.
That's right. That's right. Ice cold drafts.
Devin is going to tell you how to listen to YouTube.
Hey guys, it's Devin. Make sure you subscribe to the Wager Makers podcast on YouTube, like all their videos, and click that bell so that you turn on your post notifications and you never miss another video.
Thank you, Devin. All right, people, the fun is now. This is it.
This is the
picking
show.
Winners. I don't care if you think it's entertaining or not. This is your entertainment right fucking here.
That's right. Your bank account.
I don't care if you think you're funny. I'm done begging people. If we're going 8-4 every fucking Sunday minimum.
That's
Book
it.
it. Take us home, Webb.
Brick by brick, baby. Thanks everybody for listening. This is the show. Like we said, you're welcome.
Welcome to the Wager Makers podcast with Webb and Smitt.
Yeah. Hey, shout out Wager Maker Podcast.
Brick by brick, baby.
Yeah.
Here comes the Wager Maker
Here I go.
Express.
I hear y'all sick of losing money cause y'all don't know how to bet. Better hit that Wager Maker Podcast with Smitt and Webb. They gon' show y'all how to do this. Take these notes like y'all some students. Y'all can't seem to pick them right. Well, tonight y'all lucky night. It's that Wager Maker Podcast. Wager Maker Podcast. Wager Maker Podcast. Your bookie getting sick cause we built this brick by brick. It's that Wager Maker Podcast. It's that Wager Maker Podcast. It's that Wager Maker Podcast. Come and place your bets with that WM Express. Let's go.